The sun hung low in the sky, casting a warm glow over the rugged terrain of the Chaparral region. This place was known for its dry washes and rolling hills, where the earth shimmered under the intense sunlight. Sparse shrubs dotted the landscape, and tall grasses swayed gently in the breeze. It was a beautiful yet challenging environment, home to many creatures, including the elusive cougar. In this vast wilderness, a Chaparral Scout named Eli patrolled the area, keenly aware of his surroundings. Eli was not just any scout. He had a deep love for nature and a strong sense of duty to protect those who ventured into his territory. His heart raced with excitement and purpose as he moved through the dry wash, a narrow canyon carved by seasonal rains. The wash was often dry and dusty, but it held secrets of the land and stories of those who had come before. As Eli walked along the rocky path, he admired the beauty around him. The vibrant colors of wildflowers peeking through cracks in the earth and the distant mountains standing like guardians on the horizon. Little did he know that this day would challenge his bravery in ways he had never imagined. The quiet sounds of nature were suddenly interrupted by an urgent cry for help, echoing through the canyons. Eli's instincts kicked in, and he prepared for whatever lay ahead, ready to face danger to protect those in need. Not far from where Eli stood, a group of Navajo youth set out on an exciting adventure. They were eager to explore the beauty of the Chaparral region, their hearts filled with curiosity and wonder. Among them was a brave boy named Tay, who had always dreamed of seeing the majestic wildlife up close. With his friends by his side, Tay felt ready for anything. As they journeyed deeper into the wilderness, the group laughed and shared stories, marveling at the sights around them. They climbed rocks and chased butterflies, their spirits high. But as they approached the dry wash, they found themselves captivated by the fascinating world of nature. Tay urged his friends to be cautious, explaining that this area was home to many animals, including cougars. Suddenly, while peering over the edge of a steep bank, Tay spotted something moving in the shadows, a sleek cougar lurking nearby. His heart raced as he called out to his friends to back away slowly. But in their excitement, they stumbled and caused a commotion that drew the cougar's attention. The sleek creature leaped out from its hiding place, causing panic among the youth. Realizing they were in serious danger, Tay and his friends tried to escape, but found themselves trapped between the rocky walls of the wash. The thrill of their adventure quickly turned into fear as they faced the reality of their situation, unaware that help was on its way from Eli, the Chaparral Scout. As the youth stood frozen in fear, the cougar emerged from the shadows, its sleek body gliding gracefully through the underbrush. With golden eyes that seemed to pierce through the dim light of the dry wash, the creature exuded an aura of power and danger. Its thick fur was a mix of tawny and brown, blending perfectly with the rocky surroundings, making it nearly invisible until it was too late. Tay's heart raced as he felt a chill run down his spine. He had heard stories about cougars from his elders, tales filled with both awe and warning. Now, facing one so close, he understood the real meaning of those stories. The cougar's muscles rippled beneath its fur as it shifted, ready to pounce at any moment. Panic spread among the group, and their laughter from earlier was replaced by hushed whispers and fearful glances. "Stay quiet," Tay urged his friends, trying to keep them calm. Each of them felt a knot tightening in their stomachs as they instinctively backed away, but there was nowhere to go. The walls of the wash loomed on either side, trapping them in a narrow space with no escape. The cougar's low growl echoed off the rocky walls, sending shivers through the air. It was a sound that warned them of the danger lurking so close. In that moment, they realized that their adventure had turned into a terrifying fight for survival, and hope seemed distant as they awaited help from Eli, who was racing toward them. Eli raced towards the source of the cries, his heart pounding in his chest. As he approached the dry wash, he took a moment to listen carefully. The fear in the air was palpable, and he could hear muffled whispers mixed with anxious breaths. He peered over the edge of the canyon and spotted Tay and his friends huddled together, their eyes wide with terror as they faced the looming threat of the cougar. Determination filled Eli as he quickly assessed the situation. The kids were trapped and time was running out. Without hesitation, he knew he had to act swiftly. Gathering his courage, Eli called out to the youth from a safe distance. "Stay calm. I'm coming to help you." As he moved closer, he scanned the dry wash for anything that could distract or deter the cougar. First, he grabbed some nearby rocks and began to throw them farther down the wash, creating loud noises that echoed off the walls. The cougar jerked its head away from Tay's group, momentarily distracted by the sound. Seizing the opportunity, Eli sprinted down toward them, keeping himself between the cougar and the frightened youth. "Follow my lead," he shouted. With every step, Eli's heart raced not only with fear, but with fierce protectiveness for these young adventurers. He raised his arms wide, trying to appear larger and more intimidating while urging them to move slowly but steadily toward him. No longer just a scout on patrol, Eli had taken on a new role, a guardian ready to face danger for those in need. Eli's heart raced as he took a deep breath and prepared to cross the dry wash. The ground beneath him was uneven, littered with rocks and loose gravel that threatened to trip him at any moment. He glanced back at Tay and the other youth, their frightened faces urging him on. There was no time to waste. Every second felt like an eternity with the cougar nearby. As he stepped into the wash, Eli focused on the path ahead, his determination pushing him forward despite the danger. The walls of the wash towered high on either side, casting long shadows that seemed to swallow him whole. He could hear the distant low growl of the cougar, a chilling reminder of the threat they faced. Each footfall echoed in his ears, mixing with the pounding of his heart as he navigated his way across. Eli's mind raced with strategies to keep them safe. He had learned about animal behavior from seasoned scouts and knew that staying calm and confident was key. His eyes darted around, searching for anything that could help distract or deter the cougar. With one final push, Eli reached the other side of the wash. He turned back towards Tay and his friends, feeling a surge of adrenaline. "Come on, follow me," he shouted, waving his arms to encourage them onward. Eli's resolve shone through. He would not let fear control this moment. As they began to move, Eli stood firm, ready to protect them at all costs as they made their escape from danger. As Eli urged Tay and the other youth to follow him, a sudden rustling broke the tension in the air. From the high cliffs surrounding the dry wash, the sound of commotion echoed. It was then that a chorus of war cries erupted, signaling the arrival of the Navajo community, who had sensed their desperate situation. With remarkable accuracy and swift grace, tribal members began to rain down arrows toward the cougar, creating a protective barrier around the youth. Eli felt a rush of relief as he turned to see their elders and warriors joining the fight. The arrows soared through the sky like shooting stars, glinting in the sunlight as they struck near the cougar, drawing its attention away from the youth. The warriors moved with confidence and precision, seamlessly coordinated in their efforts to ensure the safety of Tay and his friends. The ground shook with each thud of arrows landing nearby, reverberating through Eli's chest. Encouraged by this display of solidarity, Eli called out, "Keep moving. We're almost there." The frightened youth, now bolstered by the bravery of their community, began to regain their courage. With each step, they felt the support of their people, and Eli led them forward as arrows continued to fall around them, redirecting the powerful creature's focus. This moment illustrated not only the bond between the scout and youth, but also showcased the strong protective instincts of the Navajo community, willing to come together to shield their own from danger. With arrows striking the ground around it, the cougar hesitated, its fierce gaze darting between Eli and the warriors above. Eli seized this moment to rally the youth behind him. "We need to move now," he shouted, his voice steady despite the chaos. The group, now feeling emboldened by the presence of their community, began to step cautiously but purposefully towards safety. As they hurried through the dry wash, Eli remained vigilant, positioning himself so that he could face both the youth and the looming threat of the cougar. The warriors above continued to unleash a steady stream of arrows, each one finding its mark near the predator. This coordinated effort kept the cougar distracted and off balance. It growled in frustration, clearly confused by the sudden attack from all angles. Just then, one of the tribal elders shouted commands from above, directing where to shoot next. The sense of teamwork was palpable. Everyone knew their role. With a sharp exhale, Eli gestured for Tay and his friends to keep moving and stay close to him. The youth clung together as they navigated through jagged rocks that lined the wash. Eli's heart raced, not just with fear but with pride as he witnessed the strength of his community working together. Finally reaching a safer area beyond the dry wash, Eli turned to ensure all were accounted for before raising his hands in a sign of gratitude to their protectors. The youth, now safe, looked back at their brave community members with admiration, recognizing that they had all played an essential role in fending off danger together. As the dust settled and the adrenaline began to fade, Eli and Tay gathered the youth together in a small clearing away from the danger. They took a moment to catch their breath, each reflecting on the harrowing experience they had just faced. Eli could see the relief wash over Tay's face as he glanced at his friends, who were still shaken but safe. "This was more than just luck," Eli said, breaking the silence. "It took bravery from all of us. Yours for staying calm and leading your friends, and ours for coming together as a community." The youth nodded in agreement, realizing how important it was to support one another during such frightening times. Tay spoke up, his voice steady now. "I never thought I would be so scared, yet so proud at the same time. We all played a part in this. Without Eli's courage and our community's help, things could have gone very differently." The others echoed his sentiments, understanding that their adventure had transformed into a lesson about courage. Eli smiled as he watched them gather strength from this experience. It was clear that bravery came not only from individuals but also thrived in unity. The youth felt empowered knowing they were part of something larger, a community that cared for one another deeply. As they prepared to return home, they carried with them not just relief but newfound respect for bravery and teamwork. They understood that while challenges might arise, facing them together would always make them stronger. As the group made their way back to the village, the emotional weight of what they had just experienced began to settle in. Tay walked alongside Eli, his heart still racing with adrenaline but filled with gratitude. "Thank you for saving us," he said, his voice breaking slightly. Eli smiled, reassuring him that it was a team effort. Upon arriving at the village, the community welcomed them with open arms. Parents rushed to embrace their children, tears of relief streaming down their faces. The youth recounted the terrifying moments they had faced, and each story was met with gasps and shudders from the onlookers. The elders listened intently, pride swelling in their hearts as they realized their young ones had displayed remarkable bravery. Eli stood back, observing the reunion with a sense of fulfillment. He felt honored to have played a role in this moment, knowing that their courage was a reflection of the community's strength. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the village, the shared experience brought everyone closer together. That evening, a gathering was held to honor both Eli and the warriors who had defended the youth. Stories were shared around a warm fire, laughter mixed with tears as they celebrated life and resilience. The youth realized that while they had faced danger alone, they were never truly alone. Their community stood by them, ready to protect and guide them through any challenge that lay ahead. They left that night with not just memories of fear but also a profound sense of belonging and support that would stay with them forever. As the stars twinkled overhead that evening, the village buzzed with a renewed sense of connection and purpose. The events of the day had shown everyone the true strength that lay within their friendships and the fabric of their community. Eli, Tay, and the other youth understood that bravery was not just about facing fear alone. It was about standing together, supporting one another, and drawing strength from their cultural ties. The gathering around the fire evolved into a celebration of their shared heritage. Stories were shared, weaving together the past and present, reminding everyone of the resilience and courage inherent in their traditions. Elders spoke of the importance of community and how each person's role contributes to the safety and well-being of all. Their words resonated deeply, reinforcing the idea that they were stronger together. Tay felt an overwhelming sense of pride as he looked around at his friends and family. He realized that this experience had brought them closer, transforming fear into a powerful bond. The youth had learned invaluable lessons about teamwork, respect for nature, and the significance of their cultural identity. As they prepared to leave the gathering, Eli smiled at Tay and his friends. "This day will always be a reminder of our courage," he said. They nodded in agreement, knowing that they had faced danger and emerged united. With hearts full of gratitude, they walked homeward together, grateful for friendship, bravery, and the unbreakable ties that bound them as a community.